I'll start off with construction documents. Tim, what's going on with construction documents?
We're continuing forward. I have a list of things to run through with all of you, with questions to run through in terms of how we want to approach a number of items, if you want me to dig in there.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So the first item, I think we touched on it very briefly when we did the rendering for when we were doing the town meetings, but one question I had is how do we want to approach, or do we want to approach signage on the building? So when we had done, Neil, if you can turn sharing on.
We just started. That's fine.
Oh, sorry.
We're all set.
Thank you. And
Dale, is Tammy coming?
No.
let's see what I need to use. It's a little.
How did I get in the middle? Is that better? See, look there.
That's good, you're always on it.
So Tim has a question about signage, how we're going to approach signage on the West Street building.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
So when we've done the rendering, we were just looking at, do we put some kind of like pin letters or something like that on the base of the building? So there's kind of two parts to this. One is, this was the natural location when this was our primary entrance off to the side of that cafeteria, but now that our primary entrance is off of the north end of the building, would we want to put signage somewhere out here, and how do we envision doing that?
Ah,
That's a good question.
Or is that something that we just table in terms of this project, and as the town hall, if you will, gets established, it's done later?
I think it's done later, because
Yeah.
on the front of the building on West Street, it already says Granby. There's the lettering Granby is on the face of the building on West Street.
I don't know.
I think that sign right there is gonna think people were gonna try to go in that door.
well, correct, and I think that's one of their concerns is where do we put the sign so people know to enter? If you put it there, like you said, I think people are gonna enter into that entrance.
Right, and even if we were to simply replicate this, a part of me is thinking what you could do, let's see if this works as I intended to. Nope. Would be to shift it over potentially onto, I don't know what color any of this is, so let's see what this does. Oh.
Oh, see, right where your cursor is, where I saw it, or the,
Yeah.
yeah, where there's no more
Over
windows,
here.
yeah.
Like to go over there, or even to put a smaller sign over here.
I personally think we need a sign that, so people know this is now where we're established as town offices. Not though where we had it, but either where you're suggesting or a standalone sign as they drive in.
Right, I could see doing like a pylon or something like this here with an arrow pointing them beyond.
Right. You're right. I also like
So
it
they
on
know
the
where to
window. I also like it on that.
Tim,
Right.
Tim, we no longer have that secondary entrance in the middle of that corridor, right?
This one here, we do, but it's not being used as an entry. It's essentially just gonna be an emergency exit.
Okay.
But the
And
door,
has the location of that solid panel in reference to the glass changed at all with the current layout of the offices?
So really the only thing that's changed in terms of the solid panel is that the top panel of the windows is now solid as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But otherwise, we have a large solid here, because this is where the storage vault is for the file storage.
Well, I think I would either put it on the panel where you are showing, or do it by the grass, which I don't know.
right where your cursor is right now at the end, where the door entrance is, I do believe you have to put something there saying entrance. Because people are just gonna look at this gigantic building and not realize
Where to go?
where to go. So where the cursor
Be
was,
kind of like the entrance sign out front that nobody pays
Yeah,
attention to.
Yes.
like an entrance sign here, and then if you did an actual town hall sign, potentially.
something like that, yeah. Because wouldn't it be cheaper to put it on the wall instead of putting a pillar on the ground? Or does it really matter?
Especially if you can light it directly off of the building then too. That does help, but it would depend on if you chose to light it. If town hall isn't open that often where you wanna light it at night, then that's not as much of a concern.
Yeah, because I figured a bigger circle, you could put Granby Town offices or however you want to put it, but at the far end, entrance.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yep.
Did you already talk about that other door here that used to be the main entrance, about
That's just gonna be emergency exit.
even that one there too is?
Yes,
Not-
for
oh.
right now currently.
Oh,
Right, because that whole that side of the school is being
closed off.
closed off, so you're not going in that way.
Okay.
Right, yeah, you wouldn't put the sign here, because we don't wanna make this look like it's the primary entry. We wanna try to direct people over this way.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, do you guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Next
Okay.
question.
Next question. For bathrooms, one of the questions we had is baby changing stations.
The what? I'm sorry?
I'm assuming you
Changing
would
station.
want at least one. And kind of what I was thinking is there a need to put them in both sets of bathrooms down here, the multi-user? Or do we just set this one up at the end with a baby changing station and treat it like a family bathroom?
I thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
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 I thought that's-
We
Yeah.
may have talked about it and then I misplaced that note, but if we're in agreement, that's how we're planning for the moment.
So that first bathroom, as you walk in, is gonna be a family bathroom.
Yep,
Don't worry, anybody gives it. I'm my own family. Me. Was it?
myself,
then
and I.
the other question was related to bathroom accessories. Does the town have any kind of agreement or supplier in terms of how you're dealing with paper towel or toilet paper
We
or
do.
soap or anything like that?
We do have a company they use, so it's probably best if we talk to building maintenance on that.
Yeah, so if you can get me information on that.
Okay.
You just wanna know who we use? What do you wanna know?
Generally, what I'm gonna wanna know is
Dispensaries.
specifics on, like, if you use roll for paper towel or if you use C-hole. So the type of,
We use
Towel and
rolled paper towels, I can answer that.
Yeah, roll paper towels.
You should probably take that right out of scope.
take it out,
Take it out of
Why don't you
scope.
make it owner furnished, contractor installed?
okay?
Usually they'll install them for free if you're using their product. Jeremy should probably verify that, but I would
Yeah.
take it right out of scope.
Well, I know we were buying from Richmond, but now I think they sold the WD
Just let me
bases.
know if there are any accessories in particular that they wouldn't cover. I'm assuming that, if you have a supplier doing like the paper towel, toilet paper,
And
the soap,
Yeah.
that they probably would provide it, and then the others will include in our package.
Okay,
Okay, that's easy
so
enough.
ask Jeremy that.
In the basement, we have the fire pump room going in here. We're talking about the tanks and such for the water would go in the spaces adjacent.
Mm.
One of the things I wanted to confirm with you as a group is what degree we want to do anything along the pathway that the sprinkler pipe is going to take. We're going to have, this area here is open to structure essentially, but you have drop 2x4 suspended ceiling tile in these two spaces here. My thought is if we have enough clearance to put the sprinkler piping in, that all we're doing is removing the tile, replace the tile. Once the sprinkler pipe is in, done deal. If we don't have clearance, we would leave the majority of the ceiling in place, but put in a soffit as needed to accommodate the sprinkler pipe. But essentially the concept in my mind is for this zone here, where we're getting from point A to point B, we're really just doing the minimum needed to create the path.
Correct, what's
Right.
the least expensive.
Okay, which was, I wanted to just confirm, because the other option is you could pull out. I don't know if you want to get into abatement in those areas, since we're not really doing anything else in terms of the floor or anything like that. We would be doing these areas where we actually are renovating, but it doesn't, in my mind, really make sense in this zone here, where the only thing is we're doing point A to point B.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm just thinking.
More of a question for
Where is
you,
that?
Neil,
In the
and
basement.
we can always sidebar this at some point, is how do you want to go through division 0 and 1 for the specs? Is that something you're preparing on your end? Are we tag teaming it, or
I don't understand the question.
It's 'cause-
for the specifications?
For zone, are you talking about for the sprinkler?
Tim, I assume they were coming from you, and
Okay,
they would be reviewed by town council before we put them out to bid.
okay.
Dale, that's when you go down the stairs.
Oh, that's the
At
part
the
we're
end of the
looking at?
hall, when you go down the stairs,
Yep,
where the water tanks currently are,
yep,
is that room at the end,
okay,
which is gonna be abated because they're putting in a new water pump.
gotcha, thank you.
Lynn, to that point, Tim, let me just ask a follow-up. Lynn, do you know if the town of Granby has general conditions, supplementary general conditions, or anything pre-cooked, if you will, for municipal construction projects?
I do not know that answer. I can ask the TA. Do you know from working on municipal projects?
My suspicion is that they may have done this when you guys did the school project a couple of years ago. And that would be a good first step
You mean
for
some
Tim to have.
boilerplate stuff for the?
Yeah, boilerplate, like contract information. I know a lot of towns, some of them will just use an AIA, but I know a lot of them will have their own that they've used in the past.
So you wanna find the,
Brian probably has that.
you want us to find the general specifications for the construction documents that basically don't change from project to project?
Correct, your contract information that you would want from your general contractor.
Well, look at you, Lynn. That was impressive.
I don't know where it came from.
I like it.
For the site plan review, in terms of how that's submitted, do you want it submitted through you, meaning the building committee, or should that be coming from the design team? Does it matter? Jim?
The town is the applicant, Bill.
I didn't hear the question.
Right, so
I
would it
didn't
come
understand.
via the town, the building committee?
Basically, he's saying for the planning board to go to the site plan review, does it want to come from us or from EDM design? Probably us.
No, EDM.
From us?
It's their design. They're saying to the planning board, will this work for you? So the planning board then shoots it out and says, everyone looks at it and comes back with their changes, if any, and that goes back to you.
Okay.
then it leaves certain individuals.
And based on what I'm seeing in terms of just doing some research on it, you need the site plans. It looked like there wasn't an explicit requirement for building plans or elevations, but I think it's prudent to include. Anything else that we should package into that? Jim?
More is better, just in case.
More is better?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Reduces delays.
Okay.
So Tim, just make sure that you send me a copy of that application.
Yep. I'll do that for both you and me. Do they really need it, the 8 hard copies, Jim, or can we do it digitally?
We prefer it digitally. We'll need something to view at the meeting, and the president.
Well, and I can do one hard copy that I can send off to you, if that works, and then the rest digital. Because the way the application is right now, it wants 8 hard copies.
Probably the Cody's department head.
Yeah.
Isn't there like 7 usually they ask for?
Correct, but those can be submitted electronically. Everybody's got,
Yeah.
Tim, do we have a date for that hearing yet?
it's not a hearing.
Not here.
A date for that presentation?
Not yet, no. I've been poking the civil engineer, so I'm kind of stepping in to ask questions I know he has to try to push it forward. But I know when I spoke with him end of last week, he said he was close. He was just working on a narrative description of the work
How
to
often,
include
how often
But
does it meet?
it's not necessarily a presentation, it's just a package of material that's gonna
a
be
packet of
given,
materials for review.
yeah, given to the planning board to then farm out to the appropriate
Yeah.
department heads.
There will be,
Yeah.
there will be a presentation by them to the planning board.
Oh, by the EDM?
Yeah, just
Oh,
explain what's going on, and if there's any that way there, this thing can be probably put to bed a lot quicker.
Instead of waiting, and then if they had, that's why when you said more is better, it prevents the delay, because everything will be there and everything can be asked that night.
Yeah.
so once you get that in order, Jim will get a date.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so, when you put the application in, it requires I think it's 2 weeks, it's gotta be posted. And then, and if we have to, we won't wait until our regular scheduled meeting. We'll hold a meeting specifically for this.
Because it's a large project?
No, just so that,
Oh, okay, so we can move forward.
we only meet every 2 weeks, if
Oh.
we need to get this
Oh,
done
okay.
sooner.
So this is it's a 14-day requirement, just like a hearing, but it's not really any changes because it's a municipal building, which doesn't have to follow
Doesn't have to follow zoning.
zoning.
It's just a site plan review.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So it's a public hearing, but it's a presentation.
It's not a hearing.
We're gonna get some leniency on the durations that are identified for site plan review.
I can't speak for the board.
The other questions I had are more basic, and soon at least they're gonna likely be on your list, Lynn, as well. One is, I sent you the PCB testing proposal on Friday.
Yeah, I have that on my list.
Okay, and then I have sent a note to, Atlas just to ask them what their, I haven't heard back yet, but to find out what their earliest availability is, so we can push that forward.
Give that to.
And then the other
Jim, with
thing I
that.
wanted to make sure we touch base on is any updates on the water well.
Yep, I have all that on my list of stuff.
Okay,
So, one more thing about the construction documents update. I did put a formal request in, a work order to remove the ceiling tiles, the 12 by 12 tiles,
Yep,
and the
Drywall.
drywall. And I told them had to be done within the next 2 weeks. It was a priority, so you could get your
Yep.
guy in there. So that, I haven't heard anything yet. Our TA was on vacation, so she just came back today. So I'm hoping that she farms that out in the next week to Jeremy to get done.
yeah, just let me know when it happens and either myself or someone else from the team will swing by.
Okay. All right, drain pipe and water in the courtyard and West Street building. So we haven't gotten an estimate yet to replace the pipe, but what we did do is we asked our DPW, Dave DeRozier, if he'd come in and fix at least the part of the pipe that was broken, and he came in the next day and he fixed that part of the piping. So now it's supposedly gonna flow easily from one pipe to the other pipe, one drain. But what I think we need to do is flood the ceiling, the drain pipes on the roof again, because we haven't had any hard rain since we fixed it, and we wanna make sure that is the problem.
Depending how fast fire can do it though, they're talking pretty good rain Friday and Saturday, so worst case.
Yeah, they're talking, right?
Right, I'm just
And
saying,
they
but
did that last week too.
but I don't know if fire's gonna have time between now and Friday, that's all.
Will fire have time between now and Friday to flood, do
I
you
don't
think?
know, I'm there 36, so I'll let you know.
Okay.
Still looking.
You have to do it with a different truck though.
You want the bigger one?
Yeah, because what we're getting is a deluge, a lot of water sitting up on that roof,
Yeah.
going through that one drain.
Well, all pumps run the same, doesn't matter what size, the difference is
volume.
the volume of water. I need the bigger truck for the volume.
Like that way we could, if it just pushes right into that drain, but we need to have, like you say, some good water going down that drain.
And going over the side. Right, wasn't that?
Well, not necessarily going over the side.
Right, let's just do the drain first and see if water flows like it's supposed to, and we don't,
I just gotta figure out what we have for our trucks, I don't know if 2 came back yet.
I don't know.
So I don't know, cause one truck went out for repair, so I don't know when it's back, so that'll delay what we could do for water. That I can get you back on tomorrow, I can let you know.
Okay. All right, but I just wanted everyone to know that Dave DeRozier stepped forward for us and fixed that problem for the time being until we can get the rest of the pipe fixed.
Yeah, he was pretty responsive when we called him, like the next day he took
Yep.
care of it, so.
And also Jeremy has started, I put a formal request in for the drywall in the basement to be pulled 3 feet up. So he has started to pull all the damaged walls in the basement to combat any mildew that may be growing.
Or potential,
Potential.
doesn't
right,
have to be started.
Right. Just to get the damaged
Yeah.
wall out. Before we start talking about the PCBs, Mark forwarded an email to me, and it was basically, did you guys know about this? And it's Mass Save, which I told them we knew about that. But can someone, do we apply through the OPM for the Mass Save stuff? Or does our TA apply for that, is my question.
Normally the application goes in with, as soon as the scope of the project is nailed down, we can get into their queue for incentives, and then we just need the load letters and the permanent service request to get all that going.
So he does it.
So, when you say permanent service request, do you mean like the request that Tim put in last week for the National Grid?
Yes.
All right, so we started that. That's done.
Yep.
Separate path will be the incentives. That's usually farmed out to a third party. And we should provide them with a copy of, I don't know, Tim, what's the most recent set, the DD set, 60%? Yes. And even we could potentially, let me take a look at it, because we could potentially just do a pencils down set for where we are now. Just because I know a lot of things have moved in the last week or so.
Okay.
So what do you need from me, if anything?
Let me reach out to Ingrid and find out, it's usually just an application. And the application will get signed and we'll begin to transfer information.
Okay,
I would say at this point, Lynn, they have 3 different pathways for incentives.
right, there's
And
lighting,
given the limited scope of this project, I think we're probably only gonna be eligible for path 3,
heating and cooling,
which is probably just the HVAC equipment,
Heating.
most likely.
okay, so lighting design would be no, water and heating upgrades would be no,
We can try, but again, it's just gonna vary on what their incentives will allow.
okay, so you're thinking the heating and cooling and not retro commissioning.
Say that again, and not what?
Retro commissioning, the process of fine tuning building systems to ensure a building is running at its optimal performance.
That wouldn't apply.
No, we can still do the commissioning piece of it, but there's so much of the building that we're not touching.
Okay,
I'm not sure that we're gonna be eligible to get that incentive point.
okay, so you'll start the process, and when you need,
Yes.
let me know when you need something.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
And it's N-Grid, right?
Yes. National Grid.
Oh, yeah. Like, no, it's Tammy. All right, PCB. We, you guys have a copy of a proposal that came from Atlas,
You want this?
I saw that.
Okay.
telling us what they're gonna do and the cost. My only concern with this, and I know I sent it to you, Neil, saying, isn't, and I know it's not set in stone, but isn't 60 excessive?
The testing samples?
Yeah,
I honestly, I can't comment on that. I would defer to Tim and his consultant to advise what's an appropriate sampling number.
Yeah, and I know their comment on it was that they told me before there's 2 parts to it. One is they gave the number of samples that they thought was the worst case scenario, and that they would only charge you for the number of samples they actually take, so that number could go down from that point. The other thing that they had mentioned before is depending on the results of the samples that they take. Sounded like in particular, if they get negative samples, in terms of negative reads, that sometimes will trigger you going back to get additional to confirm.
So the total is 60, but we might have less?
It's not to,
Yes.
it's like a not to exceed number.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's what
Yeah.
he's.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
all right, well, what do you need us to sign this, our TA to sign this?
Yes. Yep, and I already have a note out to them I sent this morning, just saying, I'm assuming if they choose to go with this, they're gonna wanna go quickly, so let me know what your availability is so we can schedule ASAP.
Okay, I'll get Tammy to sign this tomorrow, unless anybody else has a question regarding it.
Nope.
Do you need a vote?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Make a motion to.
Thank you, I forgot the word. Make a motion to accept the contract for Atlas as listed.
as presented.
Presented.
Second,
Second the motion.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so it's unanimous that we're gonna allow Atlas to do the PCB testing. I'll get you the contract tomorrow or the next day, Tim.
Perfect. I'm gonna, in the meantime, let them know verbally if you're okay with that, and that way we can get the schedule moving.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
All right, planning board, oh, and then lastly, the public supply, public water supply reactivation. I was hoping Tammy would be here.
She has not talked to them. She said they've been playing phone tag, so she has nothing right
So
now.
the DEP has called us, we just, has called Tammy, it's just that they've missed each other a few times. So, and I said, as I said last meeting, if they were to reactivate the consent order that they gave us back in 2023, it would cost us about $50,000 to make it a public water supply, to do the testing. So I don't know,
How much is it for a new well?
a new well would be well over 100,000.
Okay, just asking. Just verifying.
So, so Tim, we still are playing phone tag
Yeah,
with,
and that's fine, because as I've talked with my designing team, the way that they're designing things, it's really, we're working under the assumption that it will happen, that it'll be public water supply again, and if for some reason that changes, it's really just gonna be a matter of what plugs into what.
all right. The last thing I have is approval of the minutes from last meeting, which you all read before the meeting.
And in there too.
So can I have a motion to approve the meetings?
Make a motion to approve the August 19th.
I'm sorry, the minutes.
Again, make a motion to approve the August 19th minutes as presented.
Second.
I can,
All those in favor?
aye.
Thank you.
Read faster.
No, I was looking.
No, she read it earlier.
I read it earlier, I was just reading the names on the.
That's all I have unless someone else has other questions. Do you think, we need to meet in 2 weeks again?
I think it wouldn't hurt to at least pencil it in. Would be the 16th.
Oh, it's the 16th?
I did have one other question for Tim, and it was only to inquire. We had a change in the building official in town, and I wondered if it was worth trying to set up just a virtual meeting with him to walk him through the project and get any feedback that he may have prior to us going to bid.
No, that's already on I haven't set it up yet, but that's on my radar where I want to do that. Just to make sure and confirm that they don't have any different thoughts on it than what we had reviewed with Damien.
Tom, oh yeah. Yeah, it's the building inspector's Tom.
Yeah.
Actually, don't know his last
Do you
name.
want to
Quinlan.
cover that meeting, Neil?
What was that?
Quinlan.
To the extent that I'm available to do so, yes, I would like to.
At some point, we should do a walkthrough with them.
What's it? That's what they're saying.
Well, no, he said a Zoom meeting.
Oh no, I thought you said a walkthrough.
Or
One or the other. I can be flexible for hour works, but
I'm not telling, I'm just saying at some point, we, meaning
Committee?
this committee or somebody should walk them through the building. That's all. I'm not saying something different than what you're saying. I'm just saying at some point,
yeah, but it could be one and the same if that's,
if that's what you
because
want.
that's gonna be part of it, is what level of familiarity he has with the building.
Well, he's familiar with the drainage issue, because he actually helped come take a look at it with us, so.
Oh, that's right too, I forgot.
Yeah.
about
Right.
that. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'd just be a matter of going over scope.
Right. All right, well, do you want me to get you his email?
Yes, please.
You and I were just like, hang on.
Granby Building Inspector.
Yes,
I was just something like that.
yeah, it's just
Yeah, I was
simple.
gonna ask, is it just the same official one?
Yes.
Okay.
You checking?
Granby,
Yeah,
building
It's
inspector.
building inspector at granby-ma.gov.
Granby-ma.gov.
Correct.
Okay, building inspector fully spelled out, no periods or anything like that
Correct.
in it?
Correct.
Perfect. Okay,
And
his
I,
number's in here as well, so one way or another, I'll be able to find him.
yeah, and I'll text you his town cell afterwards.
Perfect.
So we can pencil in the 16th for our next meeting at 4 via Zoom for you guys.
Yep.
And that should be our last meeting, I think, before construction documents go out.
Look at the
We
smile.
may have a quick one or an informal one, and it may only just be Neil and I, but there may be some others as we scramble with the final push to get things out the door, but I would say final official one, yes.
So we're still looking at the week of October 6th to get our construction documents out.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions, guys?
Motion to adjourn?
What?
Motion
Motion
carried.
to adjourn?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Tim, you should have just got that
Hi,
cell
Jen.
phone number too.
Yeah, I felt it buzz. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, cool.
All right, we'll see you guys on the 16th.
That's good, thank you.
Thank you.